Welcome to A Picky Vegan. Today, we're going to be talking about our food intolerance test that we did. It's been a while now.
Since December
Since
of last
December.
year.
It was. So we're just having an opportunity now to share our results with you guys. So the key is, and you can't see the color codes, but we're going to talk about the levels. So level 3 means it's severe. Don't eat it. Run the other way.
It says that symptoms are usually noticeable if it's level 3.
Right.
And it actually has a chart of fruits, vegetables, nuts, fats, like different oils you'll use,
Yes.
nuts, even some chemicals that are in food.
Different butter,
So
spices.
next to it says, either they're level 3, which is red. Here it's all gray. But level 2, which is yellow, and they're considered moderate. Sometimes noticeable, the symptoms, sometimes they're not. Level 1 is green, and they're mild. Symptoms are usually not noticeable, and the triggers can be affecting the body at a cellular level.
Yes.
And then gray just means that it doesn't meet the threshold for the test. So you're probably fine to eat it.
He's like, yeah, we can eat the gray. Let's go for gray. Come on, gray.
And we did this in December because of my hands. They got really dry. It wasn't just simple, oh, you just need to put on some lotion or moisturizer. They were dry to the point of feeling kind of leathery and to the point of getting blisters.
Yes.
Which is tied to stress, but at the time it started reappearing, I was not stressing about anything. So that's me thinking, okay, so what am I eating? Because that's probably the number one thing my body always tells me when I'm having a reaction to something. I've had it my entire life for not this, but just my body having a reaction to things.
And I would venture to say that's probably most people, but most people aren't paying attention to what their body is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when they were babies, her and her brother, I would test foods every 3 days. Is what we do. Give it a chance to, if it's not gonna tolerate it, give a chance for the reaction to happen. And I didn't do it close together. I probably waited like a week though. But I would try, that way you gave your body an opportunity to say, okay, did they break out in hives? Did they have shortness of breath? Or did, they feel bloated? Or did they just not feel good?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did. And we've carried it over into their young adult life. And as an adult, I'm listening better. So we have the food intolerance test. So let's talk about one of the things that we know for you.
So once we got the results, we looked at, because there's actually a couple things on here that I've never had my entire life, but I'm a level 3 on. So for example, oyster sauce. I've never had that, but it's level 3 for me. So for me, that means I should probably never have it, considering my body's never been exposed to it. And the test doesn't just test things that you've had. They have a whole list of things they test.
Yes.
But there are some things that are influenced by the things you have, especially if you're overdoing something. And that's just more of a personal conclusion for me.
And I'm a level 2 for oyster sauce, and I'm never gonna have it either.
Yeah, but so the thing that we were looking at, of all the things I ate, and things are level 3, that I eat a lot of when it came to my hands, which is why we started this whole thing, was olive oil. And if you've seen our channel, we have a lot of pasta. And we've been doing that for my entire life. Yes. So it's not really too far-fetched to think, because I've been having olive oil from a very small age to now, that my body just can't tolerate it anymore. So we removed that, and it says that when you're trying to remove something to see if it's having a reaction, for red, for level 3, you should give it 90 days. For 2, which is yellow, you should be 60 days. And then for 1, which is green, it should be 30 days. So for olive oil, it took maybe nearly a month or so. Because even when my hands would have that reaction from stress, when I came down from the stress, it still took time for them to go back the other way. It's a very slow process.
Right.
And you can put stuff on it sometimes. We put aloe vera on it, and we've put e-cream. The thing is, it makes it burn for me, so I don't always want to put it on. But
so it was at an extreme level when it came to what our hands was doing. So olive oil was something that we use in practically everything, especially with the pasta.
Because we put it in our pasta water so it doesn't foam up and over.
That's right.
But then we were cooking our vegetables in it before. Dad said, you should cook it in butter, and that's just amazing. So we do that now. But before, we cooked all of our vegetables and any meats or anything in olive oil. So when we went vegan in August, then we had more pasta, we had more vegetables. So I was having even more olive oil. and I think the hand thing was before we were vegan. I would have to go back. I wrote it down somewhere
Okay.
of when I actually started noticing. I'm not stressed, but my hands are just going back the other way.
Right.
So we removed olive oil. I haven't had it for.
Oh, it's been months.
It's probably been not the entire time we've been vegan, but I haven't had it this year, so 6 months.
Usually 6 months. Mm-hmm.
And my hands are fine. Oh, we'll put pictures on screen. A fair warning, but we'll put pictures on screen of how they look.
And they're not really bad. Now they're bad, but not like you're thinking of what she's saying. Fair warning. Yeah, it's not bad.
Well, I mean, if you're not used to seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's definitely not what the extent of it was, but
Right.
it was the worst they were at a point. And right now they're fine.
Yeah.
So.
And they feel so nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what was interesting was my husband decided that he would bring in avocado oil.
Yeah.
Since we're not doing olive oil anymore.
Mm-hmm. Because, let's see. Because for the section with the oil, because we're like, okay, what oil can I do? Because we need something. We can't put butter in everything.
Right.
So we looked at the list and we're like, oh, okay, so avocado oil should be pretty fine. It won't have a distinct flavor, we don't think. But what's fun, the funnest thing that happened, because all 4 of us did it,
Right.
was just sitting down and comparing the different food intolerances with each other. So avocado oil is a 1 for me, and I've never had it before, but for her,
it's a 3, and I had a little reaction on my shoulder, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, are you serious?" So then, I mean, and it was enough to where, and we have pictures of that.
yes,
To where I was like, "I'm not eating that. We can't do nothing." And we were using avocado oil.
same thing in our pastas and our vegetables.
So we also had gotten a salad dressing that we really love.
Oh yes,
that
because
used avocado oil.
So if you don't know, olive oil is used in a lot of things. It's in tomato sauce, so
That's
we had to
right.
go find
It
a
was in
tomato
pasta
sauce.
sauces. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and pasta sauces, tomato sauces that didn't have olive oil for
That's
me. We had to find a butter. Well, our butter didn't have it.
Right.
I know it does. It has less than 2%, but we decided that less than 2% was, less than 2%, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also in. Sometimes it can be in ketchup. It can also be in buffalo sauce.
It was on a lot.
It's in a lot, so we had a hard time finding stuff. But then there was a company, and it's called Primal Kitchen.
Yes.
And their whole shtick is our stuff is made with avocado oil. So we had a jalapeno ketchup. We had their tomato sauces. There's something else we had. I don't remember, but we had a couple.
Salad dressing.
Oh, I didn't use it though.
But I did.
Yeah.
And there we were like, oh no, now we can't use avocado oil. So there we were going, okay, so now we need to remove this.
Yeah, so now we need to find something that doesn't use avocado oil or olive oil. Mm-hmm. Olive oil is probably the standard oil that most people use. So it's in a lot of things. And it looks like avocado oil was the second.
It was.
So we had to make sure we found stuff that didn't have anything in it. Otherwise, we'd have to make it ourselves, our own tomato sauces and things like that. Which isn't necessarily a problem, but it's nice not having to make everything from scratch.
Yes. And we did find a tomato sauce that's oil free, and we really love it. It's
yes.
so good. So we were good on that. Then the next thing that was,
see, I've had the most. Like we all have a lot of things on our list that we can't have, but I'm the one who's having a lot of noticeable differences, or things that are having problems. So my hands are fine, but then I noticed for the past maybe a year, so even before we were vegan, my ears were incredibly itchy. And I just thought, it's whatever. And before you say, oh, you're not cleaning them enough, I was. And even after I cleaned them, it would be 5 minutes later, and it would just be so itchy. Mm-hmm. It got to the point where I was drawing blood. I wasn't going too deep or anything, but it was just almost like I was
irritating it.
Yeah, almost scratching it raw. So I was like, okay, so now this isn't normal. It wasn't normal before, but now it's really not normal. so, okay, back to the list. What's on here that I eat the most of?
Right.
In my day-to-day... Because, there's some things I don't have often enough to where I would think it would cause a problem. For example, blackberries is level 3 for me, but I don't have it often enough. Well, the thing that was on here, I'm not sure where it is in here, but was black tea. We have Earl Grey. I absolutely love Earl Grey. I was having it either...
Oh, you were having it all the time.
Because, okay.
At least once a day.
Yeah, at a minimum once a day. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't the warm Earl Grey, the tea bags, we actually have... there's a company here that makes iced... peach Earl Grey.
Oh, yeah.
It is very good. So if I didn't have the hot version, I was having the cold version. So, oh yeah, here it is. So, Earl Grey. Nope, that's not it. So black tea.
Is right here.
Yeah, Earl Grey itself is a 1, but Earl Grey is usually made with black tea. Black tea is a 3. Earl Grey itself is a 1, but okay, we'll remove that. And that took, even though I removed it, every day my ears were still incredibly
in the beginning.
itchy.
It was.
It took easily a month, if not 2, before I started seeing, okay, it's not as bad now. And it's been 3 months. I gave it up in March. It's now May.
And Earl Grey for me is level 2.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know.
So what's black tea?
It's great.
Oh, so it's nothing.
So it's nothing.
So she's probably fine.
It's nothing.
Yeah, and we have other teas, but to me, Earl Grey was the best. Black, it's just a nice strong tea. We have green tea, which isn't as strong, and I have matcha, which is still the best. But if you wanted a different flavor profile that wasn't matcha, then it was always Earl Grey. So,
and see, what's nice about 5 Strands Affordable Test is we're able to pull it out and go, okay, what foods, just like you said, what am I eating or what am I drinking? What's causing this? And then, like we said, we're removing it slowly, and then we keep it out of our lifestyle for at least 30 days to 30 days to a few months, and see what is the response from our body. Mm-hmm. And then it lets you know whether you can go back to it or whether you need to keep away from it.
Yeah, because the real test would be, for example, for my hands. I haven't had olive oil, so to see if it was really the case, I would try it again in certain foods and then see if my hands go back. The problem is, stress still affects my hands, so then it's hard for me to tell, is it the stress or is it the olive oil? Currently, I would not be able to tell. So I have to wait until I'm not stressing over something to have olive oil. But for my ears, for example, I haven't had Earl Grey in a while and it was fine. And then all of a sudden, it went back the other way. So I'm thinking, okay, what else is it? In the beginning, we thought it was potatoes because somewhere in here.
Towards the back. I just looked at it.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Like the last page.
Yeah, it's under vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So red potatoes are 2, sweet potatoes, which we don't eat, are 3. White potatoes, which we have a lot of in terms of French fries. We have a lot of French fries.
Yes.
Is 3.
Oh.
Yes.
It's great for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yellow potatoes are a 1. Okay. So considering most of them are a 2 or above, except for one of them, it's probably safe to say I shouldn't be having potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably because we got a dip that was vegan.
Oh my goodness.
It's so good.
So good.
So I had a lot of chips that day, and then the previous week I had fries 3 times, not in a day, but in that week with certain meals. So I'm thinking, okay, that's probably the next thing that I overdid.
So we're testing that now.
Yeah,
it's potatoes.
It's only been 3 days since
It's
I
only
haven't
been a couple
had
days.
it.
So it's going to be a minute.
It is.
But it's nice for us to be able to see and go and look and say, okay, what on the list that I eat all the time is potentially bothering me now?
Yeah.
So I would highly recommend people do the 5 Strands Affordable Testing. And it's a food intolerance test. It's not an allergy test because there is a difference, but it is an intolerance, and it lets you know what your body will tolerate and what it will not tolerate. And then you adjust accordingly, but you take your time going through it, because it also recommends you go back and do it, I think at 3 months or 6 months, do it again to see how your body's adjusted. Now, go ahead.
Oh no, I was probably just gonna mention, because you said it's an intolerance test, not an allergy test. Mm-hmm. There's some things on here that I'm sure are an allergy, but does not show up here, which to me says it doesn't show up here because this is not for an allergy.
Right.
So maybe I don't have an intolerance to it because it's actually
it's an allergy.
Yeah. If you go look up what's the difference between an intolerance, a food intolerance versus an allergy, it'll tell you what the difference is. Which, again, I think it's on a cellular level, but your body reacts differently whether it's an intolerance or an allergy. Then they don't just do food, they have also environmental allergies. Not allergies, technically, it's intolerance. But whether it's pollen, animal fur, they have metals as well.
And they do have one for pets.
Yes.
They have a standalone just for pets.
Yeah.
So we do recommend you do this. I will have an affiliate link in the description. So, and that just says if you purchase it, I'll get, some minor compensation. But we do recommend that you do this, because there's a lot to this. We could be reading this all day to you guys, but we want you to try it for yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're somebody who's changing your lifestyle and you've never taken one, at least do one to have a baseline.
Yeah. Because especially if, again, olive oil isn't so much. So
Right.
we have to choose our ingredients based off of what I can't have, but also what she can't have.
That's right.
Um,
And we spent a lot of time in the health
we
food store.
spend so much
Oh
time
my
just looking at the
goodness.
ingredients.
But it's worth it.
It
Because
is.
when you feel good and you know you're putting good stuff in your body, you're going to get out good things. And so, you know that saying, you are what you eat, it's real true. It really is. And so start paying attention to your body now and, you know, chart a better path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's possible maybe I can't have black tea every day. It might be once a week, which to me at that point, I don't think there's a point, but to having it.
Or once every 2 weeks. Because then you're not overdoing it.
I mean, I know, but it's like, at that point, I'll just go try other teas that don't give me any problems.
Because, you know, there also is the thing about doing things in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that could be something where it's like a treat. You're like, okay, I haven't had black tea in like 6 months. I just have the taste. I just need it one time. That's like when we don't have them often, but if we have a cheat day, the first time we had a cheat day, it was what, hot wings?
This year, first time, I think it was hot wings.
And we wanted that so bad. And it was, you know, what was interesting was it was okay the first couple of bites, and then it was just like, yeah, nah.
Yeah, the first bite I tried was like, oh, this is good. This is what I was craving, and after that's like, it's actually not that good.
Yeah, you lose
it's not.
it.
It's not because I remember.
Right. So, like we say, we recommend it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I just found out something I haven't noticed a reaction.
Okay, tell me about it.
Dates are a 3.
Oh my goodness.
Which are in the matcha brownies I just made.
Sure are. And there was a lot in there.
Oh, yeah. It was 12 ounces, I think.
Yeah, there was a lot of dates.
No.
Yeah.
But so it's level 3. Thankfully, I haven't noticed anything, but if I overdo it, I could.
Mm-hmm.
But still.
But see, that's what's so good about this. We can sit around and talk about this with everybody else because, like she said, the whole family did this. And it was fun for us.
Yeah. And, you know, Dad and Cody aren't vegan, but it still applies to them.
It does.
So.
Because this is not based on you being vegan or non-vegan.
Yeah.
It's just based on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because beef is 3 for me.
Oh my goodness.
And we're vegan, so we don't have beef. But beef I can't have, apparently.
Let me see what that is for me.
Or beef jerky, but we have a vegan beef jerky.
Yes, we do, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm a 1 for beef.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a 3 for beef jerky, though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm still a 1.
Yeah.
I'm just. Oh, let's see what are you for tuna?
Oh, good question.
Next page.
Is it? Because it's seafood. That's
It's seafood. So I'm a level 1.
I am.
And you're in the gray.
I'm nothing.
Nice.
Even though we can't have it, but.
Well, okay. Let's be real. We found a vegan tuna. We just
which doesn't apply to this. They're talking about real tuna.
Did you like that jab she just did? We're talking about real food, okay?
They're talking about the tuna you catch in the water.
Yes, okay. Not the stuff that you just kind of mash and.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've just tuned into A Picky Vegan, and we were talking about 5 strands affordable food intolerance tests. Like I said, there will be an affiliate link in the description, and let us know if you're going to take the test. And when you get the results, share with us what you thought about it.
Yeah, and what was your most shocking result?
Right. So be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you share it with your friends. Now, come on. I know there's some of you out there watching who didn't subscribe. Come on, subscribe to us. Don't be a stranger. We like you. Come on. And then we want you to be sure to hit the notification button so you do not miss out on all this great information. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.